3, 2, 1.
Good morning and welcome to the Select Board special meeting for April 24th. This is Select Board Chair Marie Angelides. I'll be confirming all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. When I call your name, please respond to the affirmative. Richard Foster.
Here.
Mark Gold.
Here.
Tom Lakusha.
Here.
Mark Strange.
Here.
Staff, when I call your name, please respond the affirmative. Lynn Simmons.
Here.
Paul Pasturzik.
Here.
Debbie House.
Here.
Thank you. This open meeting of Long Meadow Select Board is being conducted remotely, consistent with the Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. The order you can find posted with the agenda materials for this meeting allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonably public access is afforded so the public can follow along on the deliberations. Please note this meeting is being recorded. Materials for this meeting are available on the agenda posted on longmeadow.org. The public's encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. The ground rules are please speak when I call on you. And remember to mute your phone when you are not speaking. And if you wish to be recognized, please let me know. Each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by the roll call vote. Thank you. Now, this special meeting was held so that we could talk about some decisions that the town manager and Paul Pasturzik made in relation to special legislation. Lynn, do you want to give us a little background?
Sure. So you should have all had a chance, hopefully, to see the memo that's attached to the agenda. It's acknowledging some changes that were made by state legislation that municipalities could enact if they so chose to address challenges faced by municipalities and state authorities resulting from COVID-19. A few of those changes are in this memo here today and relate to property tax betterments and community preservation surcharges be extended from our current due date of May 1st to a due date no later than June 1st. This gives another 30 days for people to pay, or it prolongs the due date, kicks it out a little bit. And it's our recommendation, Paul, and my recommendation that the board vote to change the due date on property taxes, betterments, and community preservation surcharges to June 1st to allow people a little more time. The second piece of this is sorry, let me get my spot again. Extending the exemption application deadline from the current date of April 1st to June 1st. We have some people that hadn't yet applied, and we would like that have historically applied, and we would like to offer some additional time given the extenuating circumstances that a lot of people are in right now. And so that would move it from April 1st to June 1st. And then lastly, recommending that we waive the payment and interest and other penalties on late payments for tax, their town's excise tax commitments that were originally due May 6th, and town's water, sewer, stormwater commitments, which were originally due April 6th. So that would move those due dates as well. So this would now move those interest and penalties through June 29th, not June 30th, because the legislation says on or before June 30th. So we would be proposing June 29th. And that kind of summarizes the major changes there. Should the board choose to adopt this, we would put out a press release this afternoon announcing this so the public has an opportunity to be aware of this before that May 1st date next week.
Thank you. Paul, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Just very quickly, even though this legislation came out at the beginning of April, it wasn't until mid-April that some of these questions were answered that we had in order to make this proposal. And that's why some of the delay took place. I just want to also echo what was said about the interest or the interest and penalties on the motor vehicle excise tax commitment and the water and sewer stormwater commitment, that when a motion is made, it should also read that the penalties and interest are waived through June 29th. It's not in the memo if motions are going to be read from the memo, but please add that those are only waived through June 29th, 2020.
Okay, thank you. Mark, do you have any questions for Lynn or Paul?
I assume it's me, no?
No, okay. All right, Richard Foster, do you have any questions or
No.
comments?
No.
Tom Lakusha?
Well, yeah, just one question, and probably Paul would have a better chance of answering this. Has this ever been done in the town before where we've delayed the payments like this?
No. Even back when we had the October snowstorm.
Yeah.
That October snowstorm was a couple days right before the November 1st due date of certain property taxes. There was not legislation passed at that point in time to extend this. Although I did believe that we did offer some leniency with interest and penalties, mainly with interest, because there are some statutes that do allow interest to be waived up to $15. So there was some leniency given in that fashion, but other than that, I do not recall any other time that this had taken place.
Okay, thank you.
Mark Strange?
Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify that the state legislation only pushed it back a month from May 1st to June 1st or whatever the extensions were. That's all in the state legislation.
That is all in the state legislation, yes.
Because it seems like a month's not going to do that much. If people are in a predicament now, they're probably going to be in a predicament in a month. Not that we have any control over that, but it just seemed like a bit of a
Well,
short extension.
Yeah, I guess unless the state comes and amends what they've already done, but this is section 10 right out of the legislation, and it specifically says June 1st.
Yeah.
No later than.
Okay, we could always send a note to Representative Ash and Senator Lesser expressing concern. Mark Gold?
Yeah, Mark, I didn't think that it was because people were in a predicament. I think it was because of the shutdowns of town halls and payment systems that they weren't going to, people may not be able to pay it as quick, as easily or as readily, So, as much as I'd like to think the state was doing this to be nice to people who were in financial straits, I think it was more because of the logistics. And so that's why they all, I think, recognize that need to get the money in and process it in the current fiscal year.
Okay, any other comments or questions? All right, I'm looking for a motion. Mark Gold?
Yeah, I'd like to do this in 3 motions, so I'm going to make a motion that the board vote to change the due date for property tax betterments and community preservation surcharge commitments from May 1st, 2020 to June 1st, 2020 in accordance with the allowance of the new state regulation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second was Mark Strange. Roll call vote. Debbie? Okay, Lynn, roll call vote.
Marie Angelides,
Yes.
Mark Strange,
Yes.
Tom Lakusa,
Yes.
Mark Gold,
Yes.
Richard Foster.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Debbie's having trouble with her audio. That's why we've moved to Lynn. All right, now there is a second motion. Mark, you had broken it into 3 motions.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that the board vote to extend the due date for exemptions and deferrals applications from April 1st, 2020 through to June 1st, 2020.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mark Strange seconded it. Any discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Lynn? Can you do the roll call?
Yep, Marie Angelides,
Yes.
Mark Strange,
Yes.
Tom Lacusa,
Yes.
Mark Gold,
Yes.
Richard Foster.
Yes.
Okay, and the third motion?
Yeah, I'll make that motion. Also, I'd like to make a motion, we waive the payment of interest and other penalties for the town's, I believe it's excise tax commitments, water, sewer, stormwater commitments that were originally, and the excise tax were due May 6th. The water and storm water commitments originally due April 6th, and extend those to June 29th, 2020.
A second?
Second.
Mark Strange seconded it. Lynn, could you, any discussion on that? Okay, Lynn, can you do the roll call vote?
Yep, Marie Angelides,
Yes.
Mark Strange,
Yes.
Tom Lacusa,
Yes.
Mark Gold,
Yes.
Richard Foster.
Yes.
Okay, are there any select board comments in general before we look for a motion to close? Mark Gold,
None.
Richard Foster?
Yeah, the only comment I have is I'm unable to hear you on my computer. So I'm only on the phone. I see Debbie's having trouble hooking up too. I don't know if it's within Zoom or there's something going on this morning. I can hear you on my phone only.
Oh, okay. Tom Lacusa?
Well, I'd like to thank the town manager and Paul for bringing this to our attention and putting this memo together in such a quick fashion. You know, the last thing any resident wants to do is fall behind on their taxes and have, you know, incur late fees and so forth. So, you know, I appreciate this step that that was taken, and you know, glad the select board has supported this.
Mark Strange?
Ditto. Thanks for all you're doing, Lynn. Appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, I know this has been a lot of work with all the new legislation, so thank you, Paul, and Lynn, for everything you're doing on top of that. And I'm looking now for a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
Okay, Tom moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Mark Gold seconded it, and roll call vote. Lynn?
Marie Angelides,
Yes.
Mark Strange,
Yes.
Tom Lacusa,
Yes.
Mark Gold,
Yes.
Richard Foster. Looks like Richard's having trouble connecting.
Yeah, he's not connected.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us, and you'll send us out that press release so we can see when it goes out, and the residents will know what the next step is. And
Certainly.
it will all meet, I think May 4th is our next meeting, unless something else comes up that we need to pull together. So thank you for getting together for this short meeting.
You're welcome.
Have a good day and stay safe.
You too.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.